Most people don't have a time problem, they have a priority problem, because let's be honest, you can wake up at 7 a.m., work all day, be busy non-stop, and still finish the day like, bro, what did I even do today? So in this video I'm going to show you exactly how I manage my time as a 100k per month entrepreneur. So not a fake wake up 5 a.m. and meditate for 3 hours type of thing. So just a real system that helps me run my business, stay consistent, and still have a life. So my name is Jacob, I run a marketing agency called Lemon Agency. We work with clients in different countries, we generate leads, we do sales systems, and I manage a small system remotely. And right now we are around $100k per month. So I'm saying this because when you run a business like this, you either learn time management or you get destroyed by your own calendar. And the system I'm about to show you is the exact one I use every week. I even plan my whole week on Sundays, and I will show you what that looks like. Okay, so the biggest mistake I see is people live inside a to-do list. They wake up, open notes, see 40 tasks, and they just start doing random stuff. That's not management, that's survival. My rule is simple. If it's not in my schedule, it's not real. Because when you plan your week the right way, you stop making 200 decisions per day. You already know what you are doing and when. So I'm going to break this down into a simple step-by-step guide. So step 1 is what I call the Sunday reset. Every Sunday I plan my whole week, not just work, everything. Because if you only plan work, your life becomes chaos. And then you feel guilty for resting, guilty for being with family, guilty for training. So it's terrible. So I open Notion and I create my week plan. And this is the key. I don't just write tasks, I block time. So for example, Monday 10 to 11:30 one specific task, 12 to 12:30 another task, 3:30 for example lunch. Even dinner I planned. Gym also is planned. So people think this is crazy, but this is freedom. Because when it's planned, I don't think about it. I just follow the plan. So yes, during the week things change, but at least you start with structure. It's like driving with a map instead of guessing every time. Okay, now here is something most people miss. They plan like robots. They fill the whole day 100% with tasks. No breaks, no buffer, no something will go wrong time. But in real life, something always happens. A client calls, a problem appears, you feel tired, you need food for example. So always keep buffers. If I have 10 hours of work possible, I plan maybe 7 to 8 hours. That way my plan actually works. And I don't feel like a failure if something moves. This one challenge alone makes your week feel calm. Okay, step 2 is time blocking, but in a smart way. I have 2 modes, deep work mode, hard task, focus tasks, and admin mode. Emails, messages, small things. I don't mix them, because if you do deep work and then check messages and then go back, your brain becomes slow. You lose energy, so I protect my best hours for deep work. For me, usually it's earlier in the day, and this is where I do things like planning strategy, fixing important problems, creating systems, or writing scripts for YouTube. Then later in the day, I do admin stuff like emails, Slack, payments, and other small tasks. So this is very simple, but it changed everything. Okay, step 3 is the one main goal per day. Every day I choose one thing that actually moves the business forward. Not 10 things, one. Because most people spend the whole day doing small important things and never do the main thing. So I ask myself, if I only finish one thing today, what should it be? And I put that inside my schedule as the first serious block. Then I add maybe 2 smaller tasks, but the main goal is non-negotiable. So if you do this every day for 30 days, your results will be insane. Okay, now this part is super important. If you want to grow, you can't do everything alone, because at some point you become the bottleneck. So I use one simple question. Is this task worth my time? Not can I do it? Of course I can do it, but should I? If a task can be done by someone else for a reasonable cost and it doesn't need my brain, I delegate it. For example, in my business is video editing, some admin stuff, competition analysis, simple recording, or old parts of customer support. That doesn't mean I don't care. It means I protect my focus for things that actually move the company. Because if you spend 5 hours doing a small task, you lose 5 hours of growth. And honestly, this is one of the biggest difference between someone who makes money and someone who scales money. Okay, next thing, checklists. People think checklists are boring, but checklists save your life when you run a business. Because when you repeat the same things every week, you don't want to think every time. You want to just execute. So I have checklists, for example, for my weekly planning on Sunday, publishing a YouTube video, and onboarding people. It's simple, but it makes everything faster and you make less mistakes. So instead of feeling busy, you feel organized. Okay, now this is something most people don't do, and it kills their time. They answer messages all day. Every 5 minutes they check Slack, emails, WhatsApp, and their day becomes noise. So personally, I do this. I set communication windows. For example, first window around midday, second window later in the afternoon, and last quick window in the evening. So outside of these windows, I don't answer. Because if you answer everything instantly, you teach people to interrupt you, and then you can never focus. So this one rule gives you so much calm. And if something is truly urgent, people will call. But 95% of messages are not urgent. Okay, next, Parkinson's law. This is the idea that work expands to the time you give it. So if you give yourself 3 hours for something, it will take 3 hours. If you give yourself 45 minutes, you will find a way to finish in 45 minutes. That's why I always put the task into time blocks. Not just do this today, but do this from 10 to 11:30. It creates a deadline, and deadlines create speed. This is also why I don't like long open-ended days, because you feel like you worked but you didn't finish. So I force the finish. Okay, now let me tell you something that sounds small but it's huge. I plan recovery time, because if you don't, you will burn out, and then your productivity goes to zero. So I put buffers and recovery blocks inside the week, especially after intense days. For example, if I have heavy day with cars or travel, the next day I plan lighter tasks, or I leave bigger buffer time. Because your brain is not a machine, and when you respect recovery, you stay consistent, and consistency beats motivation every time. And most people don't fail because they are lazy. They fail because they plan like they have unlimited energy. So don't do that. So now let me show you how my week looks in Notion. I plan the week on Sunday. I choose the main priorities for each day. Then I block time for them. And I also block the basics: meals, gym, learning, and personal time. And then I just follow it. So is it perfect? Probably no. Sometimes I move things, sometimes new comes up, but the difference is I always come back to the plan. Notion is basically my external brain, so I don't need to keep everything in my head, and that reduces stress so much. Okay, so quick recap: my system is plan the week on Sunday, time block your day, don't live in a to-do list, protect deep work hours, one main goal per day, delegate what you can, use checklists, communication windows, buffers, and recovery time, and use deadlines to finish faster. So this is not complicated, but if you actually do it, your life changes. So if you want, I can share my Notion template and show exactly how I do it my week step by step. And also tell me in the comments what wastes most of your time right now. And if this video helped you, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.